Mark Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats were not able to land Lamar Wilkerson. He goes to Indiana. Now we have to find a new plan to get another shooter on this roster. Some names to pay attention to will be the conversation on today's episode of the Wildcats Today Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, publisher over at Kentucky Wildcats on SI. Joined, as always, by Carson Nash. Carson, it's almost Thursday, or it is Thursday. It's almost the weekend.
Yeah.
And you're going to that concert at Kroger Field. What are our thoughts on that?
Mr. Tyler Childers. I'm excited. I hope the weather kind of stays away. I heard there might be some showers. So hopefully it's clear skies for Saturday. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's got to stop raining on Saturdays. Just rain on like a Tuesday. Who gives a crap if it rains on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
It is what it is. So, I mean, this Lamar Wilkerson stuff, Carson, was crazy. I mean, it seems like he's a Kentucky lock, and I think everybody felt that way. It felt pretty mutual between everybody, every media member. I mean, it seemed like he was coming here to Kentucky. And then, boom, Indiana. And we're just like, what? I mean, so what were your thoughts on that, Carson, and your initial reaction? And then obviously talk about that quote that we saw from the Field of 68 that from Wilkerson.
Yeah. So my initial reaction was WTF. Can't say that on the air, but yeah. I was definitely shocked because everything we had seen and heard had been Wilkerson was a cat through and through. And then apparently DeVries, or however you pronounce his name, the Indiana's new coach, he flew down and saw Wilkerson, or went and saw him and offered him a little more money, I guess, and maybe even a spot on staff for somebody in his family. So you could kind of see in this era, there's no ever such thing as a lock nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've seen that. I mean, there's been a lot of locks that have not gone our way. So it's been a weird couple of weeks within that aspect of this. But I mean, Wilkerson, what we're not going to do, and what we always say we never will do, is we're not going to be those people that say, well, he sucked. No, he was a great player. He was awesome. He would have been the perfect final piece to this team. And losing him, I mean, I do think it kind of left our staff scrambling a little bit. I mean, I think you can kind of tell by the way we've been handling these last two days. It's been, well, what do we do now? So this was a big time loss. I am getting annoyed with the narrative of Mark Pope keeps whiffing on everybody, because that's not true. But yes, this was a loss. I mean, a big miss here that I was unhappy about. But and then he goes on the Field of 68 and said he didn't want to just be another guy. I mean, that's just I will keep my comments quiet.
Just another guy. I'm not going to keep my comments. Not at all. Not at all. Just another guy. Ask Ansley Almanor if he's another guy. Like him coming and being another guy. People love Ansley Almanor. You're going to go to Indiana and get forgetting about in the NIT next year. So like at the same time, let's not say be just another guy. Was Shea Alexander just another guy when he wasn't starting in front of Quad A Green? No. Yeah. So like, let's cool that out.
Well, I mean, the reason I don't like that quote, and I've loved when we host Indiana.
He's coming to town.
I saw Drew Franklin. Did you see him tweet when he had the horse that he was with, El Magnifico?
Yeah.
Have their horse be the Y. That's hilarious. But I mean, for me, that quote, I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to get too harsh on the kid. I
didn't like that quote.
I think it's soft. I mean, in all honesty, I think that he's probably, and you tell me if I'm wrong, because I've said my thoughts on Quaintance as a scorer. I think that he's going to average double figures in scoring, but he's more of a defense and blocked shots.
Oh, you don't even have to finish your sentence. Lamar Wilkerson would have been the guy.
I think he would have been our second leading scorer behind Owe. I think he would have averaged 14 or 15 points a game.
Well, based off of shot creation alone, he's going to be taking more shots than Otega Owe if he was on the team.
That's
Otega's
true.
more of a slasher anyways.
Yeah. I mean, so there's a chance that they were both kind of in that 15, 16-point range. He even has a chance to lead. I mean, that's what I don't understand. It's like he wasn't coming here to be our third string two. He was coming here to be our starter and either our leading scorer or our second leading scorer. I don't know what you mean, just another guy. That's just so soft. I mean, go to Indiana. Soft. Go to Indiana. Yes, he's going to average 17 points a game next year, and he'll probably win MVP of the NIT. But No, that's that. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I never. I'm not trying to bash the kid. I mean, I get the
No, and
financial
we're not
part of it,
bashing
take
him at
the
all.
money.
Like, he's a great, fantastic player, and I hope he does great. But I just think the usage of words in that quote was
It was
horrific.
so unnet. Yeah, it's just I don't understand the point of it. I just think it was weird. I just think it was soft. I think that's soft. I think it's. I didn't. That's soft to me.
Just saying he didn't want to compete, pretty much.
Yeah. Take the easy way out. Now, I also take they offer. I'd take a little bit of money. If he would have said, "Hey, I'm setting my family up," I wouldn't have given a crap, man. Good for you. Congratulations. That was a soft comment.
And a good point that I saw it somewhere, but someone said that like people are going to be more enticed to take the higher numbers, like players who might not have a chance of going to the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Wilkerson's going to be a starter on an NBA team anytime.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm thinking now you're going to start to see in this dynamic of college sports where players are going to take the more money over a better opportunity because they need that money now. And they know that they're probably not going to get it later on.
Who's playing quarterback for Tennessee next year? Just wanted to throw that in there.
Not Nico. I'm leaving.
Yeah. Awesome. But so, and then with the Wilkerson situation, yeah, that's all. It was frustrating, and we're obviously going to have to find a new shooter. I was going to say something. I had something really funny to say, and then I got joking about Tennessee, and now I've lost what I was going to say after it come back to me. But I mean, we're going to have to find a new shooter, and there's a few names that we're in on. We're back in on Eaglestaff from North Dakota, who went to South Carolina. That was weird, Carson. You and I talked about that when he first committed to South Carolina. Like, that was quick.
It was quick and it was strange. Yeah, you're right.
So Eaglestaff, now, I would rather have Wilkerson than Eaglestaff. The thing about Eaglestaff is he is a boomer bust player. Because he is a high volume shooter. He will have some bad games and he'll win you a couple games.
But I will say, like I say, for every player. What were you saying?
I said, ask Cameron and ask Carson and Boff's parlay about how Eaglestaff's a boomer bust player.
Oh, he definitely is a boomer bust player. Dropped 50 and 40 on us. But with Eaglestaff, and I say this about a lot of players who have low efficiency and high volume. I think in a Mark Pope offense, I think that starts to the efficiency goes up a little bit, and that volume starts to tick down because the minutes per game and the shot opportunity is going to be different. And I feel like Eaglestaff, coming off of being open and not creating his offense by himself, is going to be a lot better player in a Mark Pope offense if he does end up coming here.
Yeah, I remember what I was going to say. I agree with you, but I remember what I was going to say. It was if any Indiana fans are here, welcome. I don't think we've ever had the pleasure of speaking with you, but I've seen a lot of Indiana fans talking crap on social media. Good for you for having a little bit of hope back in your program. Because I close my eyes, that Indiana red looks a lot like Nebraska red when you talk about their program. Before we were born, Carson, honestly, before I think our parents were even like married, Nebraska football was pretty good. You could say the same about Indiana basketball. And still, the saddest thing, and I'm sorry, the saddest thing in any sport I've ever seen in my entire life was Indiana recreating the shot that beat Kentucky in a regular season game.
When we beat them in the Sweet 16.
That is the most – I would be embarrassed. And you could say what you want. If the roles were reversed and we did that, we were recreating that, I would be embarrassed. That is that is embarrassing.
We wouldn't. We're a blue blood. They're not.
No, they're irrelevant. They're irrelevant. They have a cool movie, great, and they're Nebraska football. Congratulations, good for you. Movie's great, but because I've seen a lot of Indiana fans talking crap on social media, and I bet a lot of the Indiana fans talking crap on social media haven't seen them be successful their entire life. So
kind of like Rudy in Notre Dame, right?
Yeah. So Indiana fans, if you're here, enjoy that message, courtesy of us. But so the guys we're after, Carson, like I said, we talked about Eaglestaff. If we get Eaglestaff, I'm cool with it. I think Pope needs to sit down with him and say, listen, you are not going to shoot the basketball 19 times a game. You're going to shoot it 8 to 10 times a game. And I think that conversation now, he said, if you're 4 for 4 to start the game from 3, shoot the ball. But if you're missing, do not, don't turn 0 for 5 into 0 for 17. let's kind of calm down. I think Pope needs to have that conversation with him if we do end up getting him. I do think it's kind of weird the timing of, Wilkerson goes to Indiana, now Eaglestaff's back in the portal. I think that's a little weird.
I agree.
So just because I think that he realized, they're kind of desperate. I can make a little bit more money now, I think is what Eaglestaff, which, I mean, all credit to him.
Well, I don't know about making more money, but he definitely would be in a better opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, what I'm saying is I think that we'd pay him probably a little bit more than we were going to pay him just because, we're kind of getting we're not
get whatever Lamar have gotten.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I bet you that's more what we offered him the first time. For
sure.
I
bet so too, probably.
And then we're after 2 European kids. The one that I'm most excited about, but I think is really unrealistic because this kid is a potential lottery pick, is Dame Sarr. He's a really special player. He just had 17 points at the Nike Hoop Summit. Pope was there to watch that in person. He plays for the Barcelona team, but he's from Italy.
FC Barcelona. They create legends, especially in soccer. So look out. I
created issues in that city last summer, talking about creating issues. But Dame Sarr is a damn good basketball player, Carson. And I don't see this happening. I don't see any way in the world this happens. I'll be honest with you. Do you feel any differently than I do on that one?
I kind of feel the same way. I would love to have him. Like, he's an absolute stud, but I just feel like that the traction's not all the way there.
I agree. And then the other kid is Harun Zerno from Bosnia, the Bosnian guard. He has set up some visits to like Nova and Miami. So he's definitely in on the college.
The Bosnian bomber.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what you call him when he's raining threes from deep.
Yeah.
But, he's a player that is going to take the college route. 6'7" guard, can shoot the lights out. I mean, he shot it was something like 40% on almost like 5 or almost like 6.
Yeah, I really like that kid too.
And so I think that the most realistic possibilities are Zerno or Eaglestaff. I hope I'm wrong and we get Sarr because he's awesome. I would take Sarr over Wilkerson just because Sarr has, top 10 pick upside if you get him.
I would take, if you were saying Sarr or Wilkerson, I'd take Sarr first, Wilkerson second, and then it would be a mix between the last two, Eaglestaff and
But the good news, I'll tell you this, the one thing I do want to say, the good news is we're in a position right now where having Wilkerson would have been awesome. I think it would have made us a top 5 team. But I think if we get a Zerno and Eaglestaff, we're a top 10 team still. I mean, with that upside there. And people keep forgetting about Jasper Johnson. And I hope that we get Eaglestaff or Zerno and Jasper Johnson beats him out and starts. He's a lottery pick guy. He can't. I think we're forgetting that we've already got a damn good player in that.
If we do get Eaglestaff and Jasper beats him out to start, that's good. That's good news.
I agree.
It's not bad news. That's good news.
I agree. I don't know if he'd have beaten out Wilkerson. I think Wilkerson's just a bona fide great college player.
And you pay him that much, you're not gonna like I think Wilkerson's a notch above Eaglestaff.
And I'd throw Cam Williams in that conversation. I think as I've said, I think Cam Williams is going to be a stud. Carson, you and I agree about that.
I'm high on
Cam for a while. So I agree we need another guard. I'm not saying we don't need one, but what I'm saying is I don't think we're like, well, we missed on Wilkerson, pack it in, Sweet 16 and home again. No, this team is a top 10 team in college basketball. Right now, you make the right addition, we start talking top 8, top 6, top 5. You know what I mean? We get to that conversation. Mm-hmm. So, I think we're already, or I saw something like our betting odds for the best team in the SEC to win this or something like that. Like our bet, like we have a damn good basketball team right now.
Yeah, we have the best transfer class in the SEC as of right now.
And we're going to add another player. Although I guess technically, if we get one of the European kids, they're not.
No, because they'll be implemented into the rankings.
Yeah, exactly. So they're recruits though, not transfers.
Yeah, but that will also impact our class in general.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but that's kind of where the Ian Jackson thing. I don't think we're getting Ian Jackson. I've seen that name floated around. But that's why we keep like randomly saying Kentucky needs to get this guy on social media, and then we don't get him.
It makes everyone be like,
that's what I'm saying. It's starting to get annoying. So let's, if there's no shot in hell we're getting the kid, let's just not
act
like we're going to get him.
Yeah.
That's how what happened.
The kid from St. John's, Like, we're not getting that kid. He averaged 2 points a game. He's not coming here.
I'll tell you this though. I think Carson, I did the same thing, and you and I talked about that kid yesterday. We both went, you know what I mean? Because I did the same thing. I looked more into it. I think because we get those extra scholarships now. I don't.
Okay,
idea
that's an argument.
Yeah,
that's an argument where you could use those extra 3 scholarships as instead of walk-on positions, you put players like Cade Tyson and kid from St. John's in there as your walk-on, so you have extra depth in case injuries arise.
Because that kid from St. John's was a 4-star recruit, a great shooter, good shot creator. He dealt with injuries this year, and he was on a top 10 team. It was probably tough for him to get into the mix as a young player. I think in the right system, he could be a good basketball player. So now I don't want to take him as the shooter we need for sure. So I think that's where it needs to be specified. But if we're taking him as our 14th or 15th guy and giving him $100K, heck yeah. Although then again, if they're given $100K, I'd like to be the 14th or 15th guy. But you get the point. I mean, I think an addition like that is fine, but not for these. You know what I mean? I think everyone saw that and they're like, he's not the guy we need for that shooter. We all agree on that. I think we're talking the 14th or 15th guy, and I think that's what Pope's looking for.
And I think you could get into a situation where if you're using those last set of scholarships for players like that, then you could have competition. Whereas like Travis Perry, say he's probably your bottom of your rotation guys. Yeah. You have a competition with your 13th guy against Travis Perry to see if he can kind of climb his way into those minutes. And you're taking a chance on guys who may have not panned out at the first school they were at, but they have talent. So you never know, given a different opportunity, what might happen.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, but so we need to figure out what's going to happen with those last few spots. And I think that's what Pope's doing. But I mean, we're one player away. And then if you want to go get a guy like that Glover, to be our 14th, 15th guy, I'm all for it. But we're one player away from our roster. And I think that Tyson's a great example. I mean, I think that kid, why not? He was a lights out shooter before he got to where he was at UNC.
Where was he at? Belmont?
It was Belmont. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so he was one of those kids that he just now, I mean, I believe if he could do that at Belmont, I believe that he can average 8 to 10 points a game somewhere.
You got to think Hubert over there at North Carolina is just messing up everything anyway. Yeah. So like him and a Pope offense would be a lot better. So I would not be mad at all to see us use those extra scholarships on guys like that.
Yeah, I mean, he shot 46.5% from 3 on 5.5 attempts per game at Belmont, averaging 16.2 points.
And he's a bigger guy, isn't he?
6'7", 200 pounds.
Exactly.
I mean, so yeah, he really didn't do much at North Carolina, but I mean, I think that he's a kid that if you would have used him right, I think he could have been a valuable addition to somebody's team. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying for your 14th, 15th guy. Hell yeah, bring that guy in and see what happens. That will happen now in college basketball. There will be a day that you bring in a guy to be now that we have these extra spots, you bring in a guy to be your 14th or 15th.
I have a feeling there will be no such thing as a walk-on.
Yeah.
And in some sort of area later down the line, there will be no such thing as a walk-on.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this, the other benefit to this, honestly, I think that's kind of what this is for sure. But the other benefit to this is, you've got Glover or Tyson, like players like that as your scout team guys.
Yeah.
That are, rather than
that's why I said for competition purposes, it's awesome. Yeah,
it helps iron sharpen iron. That's the reality of it. It's not iron sharpening sheet metal. I mean, it's it's good to have players like that can help you in practice and give a real like a 6'7" Tyson, giving you a look of another player like that can help you out. So, I think that's another benefit of that. But so
do you want to talk about our old 26-year-old entered the transfer portal?
Oh, yeah. You think there's any world that we go after him to be our 2?
Dude, I wouldn't even be that mad. I would kind of like it, and then it would be another addition to the Lexington lefties.
I think that I think that he come in and be your 2? People can tell. I mean, Twitter's already buzzing. That's what I'm looking at right now. Twitter's already buzzing saying Mark Pope has not produced. I mean, I don't.
I love his defense. That's what I like. Yeah. I like his defense and his shooting ability. I don't know. Andy's proven. Yeah. I love a proven player.
He can shoot, and he's good. He can shoot from everywhere. I like that. I mean, he's not really a get to the rim and lay it in guy, but he can make pull up jump shots and floaters and
But
those
that's
kind of
fine.
things.
We
He
need to
can shoot
shoot
the
it right
three.
now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Jasper Johnson could beat out him, Chad Baker-Mazara to be R2. I think
Ooh.
I think that Baker-Mazara.
Do you
I think he's
think
a liability. I mean, he's a liability. He's an issue. He's good. He gets a flagrant foul every game. He's an idiot. He's pouty. He's whiny. I don't. He's a great basketball player, but I mean, you've just seen time and time again, non-basketball related things create issues for him.
Yeah.
So,
and I get that
take him.
too.
If we can get him, you take him. I'm just saying, I think there's a world where Jasper beats him out. I believe that. I could be wrong.
I'm just saying, looking at our options as of right now, he is number one on the board.
I mean, yeah, I'm taking him over. I'm not taking him over Sarr.
No, I probably wouldn't take him over Sarr, but I would have taken him over pretty much everybody else on the list.
And Zuron, yeah, I'm taking him over those for sure. But that'll be interesting. I mean, you'll see. The list will come out who's reached out, so we'll see if some smoke comes there. But I mean, I agree with you. If he wants to come here, bring him here. He just Bruce Pearl never could seem to tell him to calm the hell down. Yeah.
I mean, you take an all SEC guy 100% of the time.
I agree. In
the best year of SEC history, he was all SEC.
Yeah, he's such a head case. It just, you know what I mean? I just think it's like, I mean, it was a constant bad look for that program. And I just, I don't if he's,
you could think about this lineup though. You got Jalan Lowe at the 1, Otega at the 2, Baker-Mazara at the 3. Then you got Yelovich at the 4, and then you got JQ at the 5.
Yeah, that's nasty.
That's a big, fast shooting lineup that
everybody can shoot. Everybody can defend. Really, I mean, I agree. But I mean, I'm just saying, yes, if he wanted to come here, we're taking him, and he's a great basketball player. I just get worried about the between the ears stuff, and I mean, I hope Pope could maybe talk to him. But I mean,
here's the thing. There, I think Pope is a much different style of coach than Bruce Pearl is.
Yeah.
Bruce Pearl I love Bruce Pearl. I'm a big Bruce Pearl fan.
Yeah.
He loves to get his players hyped, loves to get everybody involved, but that can also bring out some bad sides during the game where you're like maybe too involved in the game. Pope is more of a mellow, like, let's stay controlled, let's control the controllables, that kind of. So I think Pope could get him under control a little bit.
I just think that he'd be even if he could get out of his head and stop worrying about punching people and worry about scoring the basketball.
He could be even better.
He'd be even better, is what I'm saying. So, like, if that could happen, wherever that kid goes, I mean, that kid's an NBA type of basketball. Now he's also 40. He's part of his problem too.
Yeah.
So I mean, he should be in his NBA. Age. He should be in his NBA prime right now. Yeah. But that'll be interesting. Yeah, if we pursue him, I'm all in after it. Pope's got to. If you get him, say, listen, no idiocity here. We're not having. We're not doing it. But that's kind of where we stand. Yeah, that's where we stand player wise. I think that we'll have our shooter by next week. I think it happens the next 4 or 5 days. But I mean, I think it's going to be one of. I honestly, right now, you know who I think the most realistic option is of our options?
Who?
I think it's probably Eaglestaff.
Yeah, I think so too.
I was guessing. But we'll just have to see what ends up happening, who Pope goes and gets, who he's after, and all that stuff. But I mean, I think that's kind of where we sit right now is with those or as the guys. So we'll see. But this is going to be interesting to see who we get. Because like I said, we're one player away from an incredible roster. We've already got a good roster, but we're one player away from being, I think a top 5 team. We missed on Wilkerson, but there's still opportunities out there for great players. So any other thoughts, Carson, before we get out of here?
We're 100 subscribers away from 2.5.
We are. Actually, we're 94 technically.
Oh.
Yeah, we're it's been a good couple of we've had a good couple of shows and gotten some serious subscribers. So yeah, that's 2.5.
We do really appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Of course, we really do. So I mean, 2,500 was our next goal, and then 3,000, and then 250,000 is the goal after that. So we're going from 2,500 to 3,000 to 250,000. So we would really appreciate y'all keep hitting that button. But yeah, so we're almost at 2,500. Please keep hitting that button. We really do appreciate it. I think, Carson, whatever happens, if we get a player, we'll get something up and out to y'all whenever it happens.
Mm-hmm. And it's Easter weekend.
Yeah.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Lamar Wilkerson has lost his last year's Easter egg.
There you go. That was a good one.
That was a bophism. I had to end on a bophism.
There you go. That's great. So hit that subscribe button. Like you said, if we get any players, anything, we'll bring something to y'all at some point in the next few days. Have a great weekend. Have a happy Easter, and we'll see you next time on the Wildcats Today podcast.